Hello, and welcome to 5 Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 8th grade concept of trend lines. This is standard 8.5D in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 39 of the 2024 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. All right, so we have a scatter plot here showing a catering company and the total number of cookies that were eaten at different events. So based on the scatter plot, we need to approximate how many cookies will be eaten at 45 guests. All right, so what I want to do is I want to turn on my graphing feature. I want to change the grid size to none. So we could do a little bit of free drawing here. And let's take a look at what we actually know so far. So we're looking at 45 guests, number of guesses on our x-axis. If I were to add this right here, that would be a 44. Right at the very edge, which means I need to go like half tick over, right? Because I've got jumps of 2 here. So I need to get like right there maybe, just right next to it, but not a full jump over. Okay, so that's going to be 45. And then we're going to have to figure out, which of these best sits there. Well, take a look at our graph. Over on the other side, you'll see the origin. And you see these little jagged lines here? That means they jumped, right? It went from 0 to 20, but then it skipped counting by 2's. Same thing here. So since it made the same jump from 0 to 20 on the y-axis and then 0 to 20 on the x-axis, we can still treat this as the origin because it's proportional. If for some reason this one happened to be 10 and then this one happened to be, 30, that would kind of skew things a little bit. But they're both a distance of 20, so we can still kind of think that's the origin. And we can use that as our base or our anchor. So let's use our straight line feature. And I'm going to use that connect line. I'm going to put 1 right there where I think the origin is. You see how I can just kind of move this around here. So I'm looking for something that if I wanted to connect between these two lines right here, take a look. You see if I try to connect between those two dots, I've suddenly just missed everything at the top. And then same thing right here. If I wanted to draw a line between those two, see how I've missed everything else underneath. So this is a hard one because the scatter plot doesn't have, you could tell it's moving up to the right, but it's kind of difficult. So really what I'm thinking of doing is maybe trying to just grab this dot right here, and then this dot, and this dot, and this dot. That looks like it's going to be as close to the middle as I can. And so I'm trying to kind of balance it. I'll kind of land maybe right about there. And I'll tell you my thought process behind that. So what I wanted to do is kind of looking at the distance between like this and this in the line, this dot right here in the line, and then this dot right here at the line. And I try to make that kind of a similar distance. And I was looking at this one as well, like this one and this one. It might be a little bit farther away from this one, but I was trying to kind of split the difference. So it's going to be our best guess. Okay, now let's go ahead and see if we can approximate where that 45 would be. So it's going to be right about there. And maybe a little bit over there, but I'm going to put it like right there. So I might not have put it over enough, but that's going to approximate a 45. So let's put 45 right there. Now, let's see where these dots are going to be. And I'm just going to put it red, add points, right? And I'm just going to put a 41. So 41 on the 45 is going to be right there between 40 and 42, so it'd be like right there. That's not going to work. That's way too low. 39 is lower than that. That is way too low. 48, whoa, 48 is pretty high. That's 46 at the very top, so I'm going to think my 48 probably would be like right there. If I can get it right there at the very top, above there. And then my 44 is going to be well below. All right, so which one happens to be closest? Well, that 48 is a little bit off our scale, but that looks to be like that's our closest. That's a little bit above where we drew our trend line. So that will be our answer, C.